getting to know how to just import your materials from a catalog. Like to make a practical design, you need to add materials from the catalog itself as per your customers, as per your client's demand. So let's just show you guys our catalog and how to import it. So these are some catalogs. So let's go. So you get pictures like this. Like there is no specific site for it. You need to do a bit research part. Like there are a number of companies those provide this kind of layouts, like this kind of catalogs. The tile companies especially, like Thompson, and other. So let's say we need to add this part, like this tile in our work. So we'll be using this snapshot part. I don't know if any other PDF reader uses this, but I am currently using Foxit. So in this software, it goes like this way. So you need to click on snapshot and you need to select the, sorry, you need to select the area of the material. So it's the best thing if you get it from the catalog, or you need to like get some really good quality images in a phone or DSLR, whatever you want. So it is a bit hectic. So all I'll be doing is right click and copy selected graphic. And now we'll be going back to paint. And then we'll be just saving it like paste and save as JPG. Because in SketchUp, to add as a texture, we need a JPEG file. So let's name it as okay. So we need to import it now. So all we'll be doing is just clicking on it on a part and then send it. Like, here you can put the actual size of the tile. So I'll be using 4 feet. Okay. Let's use it. So here it goes. Now if you just render it, you can get a better position. So from tomorrow, I guess the classes on interior will be starting. So the render quality is quite good if you go by this process. So there are a number of other processes to import, but I personally use this one. Because if you take a screenshot and do stuff like that, so the quality of the image it decreases and the rendered image isn't that good. So this was a part. Okay, there are a number of new, I see. So Swaraj, can you show me your model? Not a single response from this guy in this intersession. So let's just start. Let's just go through a bit of cost and estimation part. So I need to save this. In costing estimation part, the basic rule is like the shops they charge as per square feet for tile as well and for the plies as well. So like, and you have a specific the thickness, you have a specific thickness for all. So that one you can use like, and that differs on places. So in my locality, like there are mainly three types of three thickness of plies are available, just like 6 mm, 12 mm, and 19 mm. So let's just check how to do the cost estimation. So in cost estimation, all you need is to calculate the area of your like model. Suppose you are making a cupboard and something like that, so you need to get the total area of it. So I'll just show you guys on model. Okay. So let's say we need to get a cost estimation of the amount of ply required to make this. So we'll just be copying it. So to get the area, you need to like explode it in the first go. So suppose if I need to I designed this for a 12 mm ply. I need to make this with a 12 mm ply. So to get the complete area, so all you need to do is just click in this part and edit info. See, this is here you get the area of the part. Okay, this. So you need to calculate it manually. So here I have 3 feet. So I'm so 3 feet will be using the same for the shelves as well and for the lower part. And this like 10.5 per square feet. Suppose we need to, let's say for this part, what will be our cost estimation for this part only? It's just 10.5 square feet, and the price per square feet is like 78 rupees per square feet. So all we need to do is just multiply it. That's all. But you need to do it manually for each and every part. It is a bit time consuming, but still. So this was the like basics of cost estimation, and this was mainly for the regular shapes and all. And if you have a irregular shape, so you need to at first know what are the standard dimensions available in the store. Like if you in this part, these are the added color lights. So let's say, let's show you guys first. How does it look? So So here you can see this. There is a primary, like a regular ply at the back, and there are some irregular shapes coming out of it. Those are a part of design as well. So here I've used some of 6 mm, some of 12 mm. So for this kind of shapes, all you need to do is to get a note of the shapes available in the market. Suppose the standard shape available for a fly is like a 8 by 4 or 8 by 5, and this piece of yours, the longest part, the longest part of this piece is of like 8 inches. It might look small in the part of area, like the area difference can be a bit more, but you cannot use the other sphere like the cut-off parts in any of the area. So it is a complete way. So you need to consider this part for the unique shapes that you come up with. So Supratim, you didn't show me your model and all. So can you please show it, Supratim? So this was a part, and the other part about, let's talk about landscape and lighting. Like in this, like in this part, the lightings and all, how to get a hold of that. So the lighting part is done in Inkscape, obviously, but it's the rendering part. So let's say I need to do something over here. So extensions, Inkscape. From extension, Inkscape, and then if you go to Inkscape objects, you all will be getting a tab like this. And so to get like straight line light source or something like this, you will be using the line part. So let's say I need to provide a light source from here to here. So here is the part, and you can increase the length and all from this side and the intensity. So you can directly, okay, if you start rendering on a different part, so you can keep a check on the light intensity and all. Okay, we were doing something on this. So you guys can see the light that I have provided, that is not that bright and all. You cannot see anything. So all we'll be doing is Inkscape settings and change the strength this way. So as you can see, it's up to you how you will be using it. So what are the requirements special? Okay. So to instead of like anyone can just say instead of going all through the menu, I can just go and copy this part. Yes, you can do it, but the problem is like if you shorten this part, like if you shorten this one, the other one will also change. If you change the light settings of this one, yeah, in general, like if you change the settings of this light, the copied one will also get changed. So that's the basic of the light part. Now there are a number of light sources that you guys can use. I just spare one. I don't use all this a lot, but it's still of some use. So that's how we use it, the light one. So this was a part, and Arijit was asking me about the staircase part. So let's just show it. So suppose this is our complete circle and we need to make, so what's the segments here? All we need to do is make a central line in the first go. Then suppose we need that one in this way. So let's just give it a height of like 6 inches and make this one a component. Okay. I need to explain you what is the difference between group and component. Like I thought someone will be asking me, but surprisingly no one had. So let's take two pins and let's group them. I'll be just grouping one part and I'll be making the other a component and I'll be showing you the difference. So I'll be making this one as a component and this one a group. Now I'll be copying this one, this as well. So I made this one a group and this one was a component, this one was a group. So let's just go in the editor's mode. So difference between group and copy, like will be, there are two options, right? My group make component. So if I go in the editor's mode and change my group in any way, the other one doesn't get affected. And in the same case, if I change my component, all the other component, like the copies of this component, will change. So I will make this one as a component. Now I'll be just copying a rotated version. To make a copy during a rotate, you need to press Control while clicking this one. Now we can do it. Just press Control while copying. Oh, sorry, while rotating the part. Now we need to make, okay. Into okay, let's say there will be 18 stairs, or you guys can complete it. That's up to you. So now I will just be copying them. What's the height? 6. Copying the third one to like, I have given a height for the second one like 6, and for the second one will be 12. So the 6 feet and 12 feet comes like the height of the stair is of, sorry, 6 inches. So here I have used 6 inch and I've used 12 inch. So
Like each of the height of the stairs will be different. Or
each
like
of the height of the
stair
obviously
but
they will be same obviously, because see, I have made copies of this part, right? I've made copies of this part all around, like I have made 18 copies, and I'm just giving the same height as a, you can, those are like I have not changed any sort of dimension in these two. So we'll be doing the same for here, but just dragging it all along is a bit time taking. So 6. And always make component for like the steps upstairs. Always go with a component part. But it gives, like if you change the shape or anything for one stair, the others will also get affected. So This is the basic structure now. That you can see this is a joint part, like the stairs interconnected. So I need to add some space in it. So we'll be going in the editor's mode. And let's see what these are 6 inches width. Reduce 2 inches. So the same change goes for each and every stair. And let's say we need to make a railing or something. So let's say we need from here. Let's say I need this one. So then connect. That's the easiest way to make a stair, circular stair. And now just to yes can go in the edit settings for like this is a component, right? So I need to go in the editor settings every time. Now let's say we'll be giving a circular path. Wow. You need to flip it because I tried using circle, but the circle doesn't work in the download axis. What it can be called like the blue axis as per the SketchUp is concerned. So I have to go by this path. And now we'll be in the follow me tool. And it will be repeated in every part. So you can add some railings as well. That's up to you. Let's add some. So here goes. If you need a central cylinder, you can obviously do it. So, let's add some colors around. into one, then just center in the part. Use your own phone. Try making some round stairs like in this pattern. So, and some railings, you can add a lot of design in this part. So, do you guys ever have any sort of problem while using the SketchUp interface and all? Till the exterior part, adding objects from exterior, like scaling it. Do you guys have any sort of problem? Okay. So,
The sandbox can explain once how to use.
how to use
Sandbox.
sandbox?
Yes.
Okay. This part, okay. So, let's say we need to make a plane. Sandbox is used to make a plane and give contours and so let's show it in a model. So so to make the plane, we need to give it a area on like this. So if it seems like in the wrong height, so you can directly change the height right from here because this is a grouped object. So like I need to suppose now I need to change the terrain of the like the contour part. So I will be exploding this and then use smooth. So this is how this works. You can change the terrain and do whatever you want. You can add roads, like greenery and all. So this is the, in Sandbox mainly these two are of some use. So is that okay? Now these are all of, like these are a single unit. So after any sort of correction, all you need to do is make it a group and then continue. Now practical, I have used it in a model. Let's show it. This one, no. Okay, let's say this one. Let's say this part, the contour, I have changed the plane, like I made it a bit smoother by using another tool. But this is the main work of the sand part. So you can give terrains and all, and you can add color to it, whatever you want. So that's up to you how you will be using it. The same way, take this part Oh, need to explode it. So now it works. Do whatever you want. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what else? Okay. In the Inkscape part. So let's focus on the output part. Like how can you make a perfect frame for the render? Suppose in this part, like if you start with Inkscape, so you'll be getting a layout something like this. Like whatever will be the face here, the same will be. You will be seeing this one from the same view. So here goes a click like this, and the other movement goes like this. So this one, like if you left click and if you drag it, it will show like your point. It will move around the single point where your camera is. So, and if you use the right click part, like you right click on, take your cursor, right click on your model, and if you move, it will take this cursor part as a center and it will revolve around. That's the difference. So this is how we will be getting a view. So at first we need to adjust our view. So this part I'll be doing it using the right click, and this part I'll be setting this part with this. So let's say you need to set your rendered, like the view of a rendered image anywhere. So let's say this will be our view for the rendered image. So let's set it. Let's say we need it from inside. Let's say we need it from this part. So actually, so the difference, okay, so the difference in here is the two planes, like the plane of the outer, the sandy part, and the plane of the room, they have collided. So we are getting this kind of problem. So let's say we'll be rendering it from here. So this is our fixed view. All we'll be doing is settings, render image, and then let's save it. And here it is saved. So can we do a save thing? Where was it? Where is it? Need to search, like it is saved in somewhere. You need to check it. But that's a way how you would be rendering of, like you can change your own view. Like suppose this view control is also essential part, because this is the way that you are going to show all this to your client. So you can suppose we want with this part. So just set your view and then render image. So rendering will be a bit easier on this side. It can show because my settings are a bit on the lower side. So if you increase it, it will be taking some time. It will be some sort of time consuming part. So that's it for the Inkscape and all. So are you guys facing any sort of problem? Do you guys have any sort of problem till now? So, okay. So I hope exterior making up till the exterior one till the foam model importing. I think everything is clear. So if you guys have any sort of problem, if you guys face, so you can either let me in the group or you can text me whatever you want. So that's it for today. From tomorrow you will be enjoying your interior classes. So all the best for that. That's all.